My name's Edward Boyle. I'm at Kyushu University in Japan. So within the context of BIG, I'm looking particularly at how Japan's border policies are changing in recent times. The area that's most familiar to people will be the territorial disputes that Japan has with Russia, South Korea and China. This has involved a particular focus on seemingly insignificant patches of land out in the ocean, these islands, and how they relate back to national territory. But within the Borders and Globalization framework, we're looking particularly at aterritorial bordering processes. Japan traditionally is a very insular nation, very territorialized form of law and of governance. But we are starting to see in recent years this extension of Japanese legislative frameworks overseas. And it's how that fits into these notions of territorial and aterritorial borders that are of most interest to the project. Borders in the world today, we're coming to an understanding of borders as not merely existing as lines on the map, and not just the material boundaries that separate states, but also how these boundaries have been culturally produced and reflected in our legal and administrative frameworks. So we're coming to an understanding of borders as being particularly complex, multifaceted institutions, and we still lack the tools to effectively grasp all this complexity. And what I think is particularly important about the Borders and Globalization project is it's specifically looking at how we can get a handle on these aterritorial processes within which the borders are involved. So the Borders and Globalization conference here in Ottawa has been fascinating for the number of policymakers who are also in the room. I think it's very important to build these links between the worlds of academia and policymaking. This is particularly coming from a Japanese context in which there are no links whatsoever between the two sides. In Japan, this sort of policymaking remains very siloed and separate from the worlds of academic discourse, but also even within individual ministries, there's a lack of integration in how these policies are put together. So even just bringing people within the same room is an important first step for achieving a greater understanding and more integrated border policy.